times and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. 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 I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. 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 Oh, we can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
chance to run, leave behind the said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe, and I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. So we can fly
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. We are back here live for the new year here in 2023, and we bring you some new exciting racing for you. F1 is back on our calendar, and we have got some exciting races for you ahead here in the F1 2022 setup. Obviously we're into 2023, but obviously we're playing the 2022 game. Currently all the guys are currently in the pits. And what an exciting season we have ahead. We finally introduced crossplay, so we've not obviously got just the PlayStation drivers here. We do also have many others from PC, from Xbox as well. So this could be a very interesting night as well. As for some reason Emplav has left the session, and I don't know why, but I don't know how we can get back in. Hopefully he can, but nonetheless, we got an exciting night towards ahead of us as we are here live at Bahrain for the first round of the season. Sakia Bahrain was first opened up. It was such a beautiful track to start the season at, and first open in 2002. Broke ground at 2002 and was opened up in March 2004. It's been here for 18 years, and it cost about $56.2 million, or $150 million here. A capacity of 70,000 FIA Grade 1, obviously due to the F1s coming here, and it's held many events as well. And already we've got some people making contact with others, so already a good start. I'm sorry about that, guys. We should have had a full grid, but once again, people weren't ready for this event, and we're underway. So let's get a quick rundown of the drivers here. As like I said, all invites were sent out to all drivers, and if they've not got them, they've not got them. So there's nothing I can do. I said be ready for on time, and no one was ready. So that's how the game happens in the end. A quick rundown of the drivers then. I've had, like I said, we've had plenty of time. We've had this opened up for at least 15 to 20 minutes, so drivers should have been prepared and ready, and clearly some were not. So, Aston Martin, your reigning champions from the last F1 championship we had. We have Gary 131 returning once again back in the Aston Martin. And can he continue that constructors battle and title with his teammate, who is the current defending champion, Matt Tahimovic, back in the Aston Martin once again. Back once again to defend his title. Can any of these guys stop him? As Matovic goes to the top of the table. We then go to a McLaren, which is going to be an interesting one as well. It's two brothers on the grid, A. Smith and C. Smith as well. Smithy, the GOAT, and his brother A. Smith. That's all contact here. Some of these guys are trying to get their lap times in. As you see there, they're all just making their way through. And these two running in the McLaren as they were doing it for Britain. So A. Smith and Smithy will be in those cars there. Let's go to a Red Bull. Will be Leon Fernie. Oh. As Emo Guy has managed to get in. So there we get one more car, and that should be Big Boy Brazier if he's able to get in. And I think Ian will be starting at the back of the grid. He will not be able to participate in qualifying, but he will be at the back of the grid. So for Red Bull, we have Leon Fernie, and also for Red Bull as well, we've got that Bozzy Boy who is currently sitting in the pits at the minute. So what can these two do in the championship winning car? That is the question. We now move on to Ferrari, the championship car that was really going for the championship this season. The season gone. We got PM Motorsport and also Big Boy Brazier should be in this car. Like I said, they have sent many invitations out, and have not added the EA name, then they are tough out of luck. So PM Motorsport currently the only Ferrari out on track. What can these two do once they are paired together? That is the question. We now move on to Alpine, and we got a new face to the championship. We have got Tim here, who has joined Simplay Motorsport. He will be in the Alpine, partnered with Smoky Devil as well. So what can these two do for the French team? As we've got a lot of yellow flags at the minute. And let's get the track map up so we can see exactly where the yellow flag is back into the circuit. It looks like PM Motorsport is the car that's causing the yellow flag at the minute. He's just a little bit slow on exit, and this is the tyre use. So Alpine running with Smoky Devil and Tim at the minute. Smoky Devil just better than his teammate at the moment. We then move on to AlphaTauri, and we got Ivor. I can't pronounce that name, but Ivor. We'll call him Mike anyway because it's easier just to call him Mike. We got Mike in the AlphaTauri, and we've also got Emo Guy as well, as he's just joined the session, currently in the pits. I don't think he should be able to qualify, but he might be able to anyway. But we will see. Mercedes goes the way of DJ Phil, and also our good Fred Forzi as well is back once again on the grid. Remember, guys, he joined in F2, and he was a real threat in F2. And we'll see what he can do in the Mercedes-Benz here this evening. Yes, Emo Guy, you do have permission to go on track. I thought you weren't able to, but you can. So go for it. You are allowed to qualify. So we've done Mercedes-Benz. We will now move on to... Who haven't I done? Who haven't I done yet? We'll move to Haas. So we've got Exit Tibbs, a man who's become a regular here at Simplay Motorsport. And what can he do on F1? He's been waiting for F1 to come back, and here he is. He's currently 8th on track at the minute. And he's just been knocked out by Monkey Boy there. So 9th at the minute for Exit Tibbs, and he has got a teammate of Gregsy. Gregsy also currently in the pits at the minute. So all these guys struggling to get their lap times in. Only a few cars at the minute that's not set a lap time. And if only a Big Boy Brazy would have got in, we've had a full grid then. But finally, we move on to Williams. And we have Big Boy Brazier. Not Big Boy Brazier, sorry, my bad. We have Monkey Boy on track. Came second the other night in the GT3 versus GT4s, and he is out on track, currently P8. And we've got a newcomer to Simplay Motorsport on the Xbox. It is James Ash, also a guy that I race with on a Friday night. If you ever watch my streams, he's a good friend of mine. He's coming out on track now. James is coming on track. He's prefers to be called Just Jimbo, so we'll call him Just Jimbo. But out on track he comes. What can he do? Currently P2 at the minute, and he is currently 2/10 off of Matt's best, which is a 1:29.8. So that is a rundown of all the drivers here. Like I said, we've got a couple missing as well. But we're currently go on board with A. Smith, and let's take you for a lap around this beautiful circuit. So out of the final corner, A. Smith is opting to pit, and he's just crossed the pit exit line, so that will be noted. As we should have a car coming in the final corner. We've got a Red Bull going towards the start-finish line. That is Leon Fernie. We'll take a lap with Leon Fernie in the Red Bull as we head towards turn 1, braking down at the 100-meter board, making sure you hit the apex down into second gear as Leon Fernie opts to choose, then into the left-hander, then into a right-hander, where famously Romain Grosjean went right and caused that big fiery accident. Up towards turn 4, now braking at the 100, just past the 100-meter mark, get it turned in. Gear 3 is Leon Fernie opting to choose, and he gets a good run down towards 5 and 6, making sure he doesn't take too much curb. He gets on that curb. This curb lethal as it will spit him out, and then towards the slow hairpin of turn 8. Very Mickey Mouse section here as Big Boy Brazier has managed to get, so you will have a full grid as we go towards turn 9 and 10. Make sure you get the braking zone just right and have a good run out the corner. DRS zone opened up here, So Leon Fernie can open that drag reduction system and then head up towards turn 11, 12 and 13. Turn 12 actually is a very lethal curve. You don't want to touch that curve at all, as the car will spin around. A lot of people have been struggling with it. And then into turn 13, and making sure you've had a decent lap. You do not want to throw this away. You've had a good lap all the way around. You then head towards 14 and 15. The last opportunity to really nail this lap as Leon Fernie comes towards the line. Currently a 130.1. Has he improved? Towards the line he comes, and he will not improve a 130.8. So that is Leon Fernie done for that lap, as Gary 131 now towards the line. One of the important things as well to talk about this season as well for the F1s is that they will be running a sprint and a feature all season long. We are not having a full qualifying no more. These boys will be running the sprint and the feature. So right now these guys are qualifying for pole position for the sprint. The 10-lap sprint race is what's going to be available here this evening for these guys. So what can they do in the sprint? And that will then set the grid for the feature. We've got another yellow flag just ahead here of Gary 131. As Ivor has just gone fastest there. He's gone top of the table with a 1:29.5. So boys, you best get on your get on it now, because he's just gone and set the bar. As AlphaTauri now on top of the session. Monkey Boy down into turn 1. He starts his lap. James now on the way to start his lap also. As we now head down towards PN Motorsport, he is now into the final corner, and he is about to complete his lap, I believe. Yes, he is. Towards the line he comes. We've got a Haas just behind him. I think that might be Exit Tibbs. Does PN improve? No. We go back to Exit Tibbs. He's currently 10th place at the minute. No improvement from him. But we see that Max Mulder goes top with a 28.9. So that's a good lap time there. He's got a little bit of a slipstream off the back of the Alpine of Tim there. So these two are actually good friends. So possibly these two were towing each other around and helped each other out there. So you see Gary 131 moves up to 6th place. He's just behind his teammate. As also James has improved. He's up into P3. So all the lap times are coming down now. We are starting to see the best laps out of everybody. We have a Red Bull towards the line. That is Leon Fernie, and he comes into the pits. The next Haas towards the line. That is Greg Z. Towards the line he comes. What does he do? He goes 13th fastest. We have got then the next AlphaTauri. That is Ian, known as Emo Guy. He is 9th. Due to the engine, the number 29 Emprava being broken and a new one to be kind of put in place. The car is retired from this event, says Emprava. So he's obviously having issues with his game. So a couple of guys on track at the minute. We've got, I think that's James coming back in the pits. Yes, it is. Who's that coming towards the line? We have got an Alpine towards the line. It was Smoky Devil, but no improvement from him. We got Max Mulder there coming into the final corner, and it looks like Tim's giving him a tow once again. It's PM Motorsport towards the line next. He looks like he's towing the car. I think it's Exit Tibbs 14th, and in he goes, as does Exit Tibbs as well. And Tim and Max Mulder both coming into the pits. Or is that Max improving? No. They all come into the pits. Gary 131 next towards the line. He have got a Red Bull just in front. I believe that is that Bozzy boy. Does he improve? Bozzy stays 12th. And already these guys are testing the limits of their car. They've all been set to pre-setups only, so they can't make any assessments, changes. It is exactly how the car is running. So in the final corner we go for the Haas of Greg Z. Does he improve on 14th? No, he doesn't. AlphaTauri into the pits, and DJ Phil exits the final corner. He's got a couple of cars behind him, possibly Monkey Boy and Matahimovic. One of them was Monkey Boy, no improvement. Matahimovic was the other, and no improvement from him either. So right at this second, all these guys just struggling to find that little bit of extra time. Tim's currently in the pits. It's now Smoky Devil towards the line. Can he improve on 16th? No improvement there either. The next driver to come towards the line is Forzy. So we'll drop to Forzy. in the final corner. He comes currently in 8th place position. Would like to get himself a little bit higher, get himself into the 29s. Has he improved? No improvement there, as we've got the two Red Bulls following one another. It'll be that Bozzy boy who's next to come across the line. Bozzy currently in 12th. Let's see you guys in the chat. Currently 21 people watching the stream. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as Bozzy goes into the pits. It's now Leon Fernie towards the line. He stays P7. As we've only got 2.5 minutes left to go, a lot of these guys will probably want to be saving their tyres as well. Exit Tibbs on the lap. He's currently 11th, but Gregsy into the final corner. He goes. P14 at the minute. Can he improve? What can he do from this position? Coscrying, no improvement. He will go on to his possibly one more lap if he's got enough fuel. And we've got an Aston Martin. That is Matahimovic, your reigning champion. What can he do? Currently 5th place position. He goes to 3rd. He just knocks James down. And speaking of James, he's into the final corner now. What can James do? There's a yellow flag here. Sounds like the car behind him, the Haas of James comes towards the line. Any improvement? No, but he is on his final lap here. I think it was Exit Tibbs not too far behind him as well. Smoky Devil towards the line, no improvement from him. As we got another Mercedes driver coming towards the line. That is Forzy, who is currently in 8th place position. As Tim's having a little bit of lag issues by the looks of things. Towards the line now, what can Forzy do? Has he improved? He's found a bit of time, but not enough to get him any higher. This will probably be his last lap here. As now Leon Fernie towards the final corner. We've got a very, very tight grid here already. And it's great to see. So towards the line now, what can Leon Fernie do? Currently P7, no improvement. Gary on an outlap at this precise stage. Max Mulder, the only Alfa Romeo running, as he is, looks like he's trying to give Tim a slipstream, but in a minute they're going to get in the way of some other cars, as there's a Haas, I believe that is Gregsy, who's coming into the final corner. So these guys want to get hurry up because they will not want to be blocking these cars. As Gregsy exits the final corner. Any improvement? No improvement, stays at 14th. Matahimovic now, I think it's in the final corner. Any improvement here? Or is he going to bail to the pits? He's bailing to the pits. So Matahimovic is done for qualifying. And James now in the final corner. The man to keep an eye on. There's a car right in front of him. And James goes P2. James puts it on the front row. As we still got to wait to see what Mike can do. Ivor, I'm going to try and say, I think it's Ivor. I'm going to see what Ivor can do. The number 8, AlphaTauri. Keep an eye on this man. He is up with the pace of the leaders. Tim currently on a lap time as well. But we look to Forzy in the final sector. There's a car off. I believe that is a Red Bull. That is Leon Fernie. As Gary 131 on a lap time towards the start-finish line. He comes. Any improvement here? 29.9. He will start P6 as it stands. So right now, Max Mulder is your man on pole position. Leon Fernie is done. We now head to Tim, I believe, will be the car to keep an eye on as these two are towing one another. As Max Mulder is in front. And what can he do here? Max Mulder giving Tim a tow. Any improvement? No. Tim will stay P5. Ivor is the man we keep an eye on. He's currently P3. Can he find a little bit more time? No. He will start P3. So that is it. James looks like he's safe for that P2 position. But we wait for Ian here. Emo guy. What can he do? Towards the line he comes. And what does he do? Does he improve? He stays P10. All the cars now coming to the pits. James back into the pits. Exit Tibbs in the final corner. DJ Phil across the line. No improvement. He will start 18th. And towards the line here comes Exit Tibbs. What can he do? No improvement there. And I believe that is everybody done for qualifying. Gary 131, I think, is the only one who's on a lap. So it is currently Max Mulder who's your man on pole position, as we got an ex-world champion in the chat as well. Green Pies, nice to see you in the chat, Green Pies. And who do you think is going to win the season? It's hard to pick out right now. Max looks good. James looks very strong as well. Obviously, you can't count out Matimovic. Ivor looks very good as well. But you're going to have to favour Matt at the minute. But it is Max Mulder who puts it on pole position with a 28.9. But James is right alongside him. A few penalties have been given out. But as it stands, 3 sets of tyres Max used. Only a couple of drivers only using one. Monkey Boy only using a set of 1 tyres, as has Greg C and PM Motorsport. Smoky Devil as well. DJ Phil and Prava brings up the rear as well. That is pole qualifying done for the sprint. And it is Max Mulder on pole position here with James starting alongside him. With Ivor in 3rd, Matt in 4th, 3 Welshmen near the front row. We don't even get an Englishman until we get to Gary 131 down in 6th. So Tim's first appearance and Ivor's first appearance here, very, very strong as well. Ex-World Champion, you haven't got the championship no more. As much as I'd like to, the credit, Matt is still won by points, yeah. But that is your qualifying session done for the first race of the season. Now, to anybody who is new to the to F1 or new to this format, we're currently going to be doing a sprint and a feature race here. These guys will be doing a full-blown sprint race, as it will be 10-lap race. They don't need to pit at all. It is just flat out from lights to flag. And whatever position they finish in by the end of the sprint will determine the grid for the feature. So it's a little bit more exciting than the full Grand Prix that we've had previously. But one thing that these guys also need to remember as well is this formation lap will be watched, and if you do overtake in the formation lap, you will get penalized. So we will not be taking any messing around. We're taking this very seriously this season, and any messing around with the formation lap will be determined as an incident and will be looked at. Hope I can join in February and wipe the floor. Well, got a lot of catching up to do. Green pies as we're about to get underway here, as they should be doing a green formation lap, as Max will lead them away, and they will have to behave themselves. So a reminder of the grid as we go through it. It is Max Mulder on pole position with James starting alongside him for the front row. Then it is Ivor with Matimovic starting alongside him. Tim will be starting in 5th place position with Gary 131 in 6th. Then it's Leon Fernie in 7th with Exit Tip starting in 8th. 9th will be Forzy and 10th will be Emo Guy. 11th is going to be a Monkey Boy with Bozzy Boy would have been starting 12th, but he's been disqualified. So it'd be A. Smith starting in 13th. 14th will be Greg C. And PN Motorsport will be starting 15th. 16th will be Smoky Devil. And 17th is Smithy. 18th will be DJ Phil. M. Plava, I believe, is running by AI. I'm not 100% sure. And also Big Boy Brazier. I'm not sure if he's managed to get into the session. Maybe, maybe not. But that's the strategy at the minute. Most of these guys are choosing what tyre they want to run. Let's get the tyre telemetry up. And everyone has pretty much opted for the medium. But guys, get your votes in on who you think is going to take the first win of tonight. I need to log into the Simplay thing. As we're seeing Sim League Pro, good luck all. Also Laura saying good luck to Leon Fernie and Smoky Devil. Let's hear your votes on who you think is going to take the first win of tonight, the sprint race, and we go to the feature race. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, as it's getting closer and closer to the ACC season as well. These guys have really shot off, and they are really going to be sat on the grid waiting, as Max has dropped it under the formation lap. But it will be James coming towards the line. Who else has been? The Smoky Devil as well. So some of these guys will, I'm not sure what they've been doing, but it is James who starts on 2nd place, and as these guys try and get, don't worry about the disqualifications, they will be able to race as we're about to get lined up here. First race of the season, the sprint race. Matt is starting 4th. Can he defend his title, or will someone new take the championship? Max Mulder on pole position. The res rise, the lights come on. And are we green? Now we're green, and a few guys haven't gone. Very confused there. The lights didn't go then, but we are green here. And a few guys a little bit slow offline, but it is Max Mulder leading into turn 1. James is in second, and Tim has managed to get the jump on Matt and Ivor. And through he goes, Tim up into P3. Can James hold Tim back? But meanwhile, Matt is on the move to try and get past Ivor. There's cars everywhere else in the background. And then Plava's been disqualified, I'm guessing obviously due to the fact that his car did not start. Big Boy Brazier's had a great start. He's already up into 11th place position. He's on a flyer, but Matt is working his way through the order. Ivor just giving him a push there, but it is Max Mulder who leads into turn 8. It's James, and we've got a yellow flag in the background. Who is that? That's Matt. Matt's facing the wrong way round. He's been turned round. So Matt's got a lot of work to do now to work his way up, but there's a Haas also facing the wrong way. That is Exit Tibbs. He's worked down the order as well. Cars everywhere. Greg C as well. They've all dropped down the order, but the biggest loser out of that has been Matt. Max Mulder though still leads the way with James in second, but he's got Tim right up behind him, really pushing him. Ivor currently P4. We've got another yellow flag. I think that's Greg C having a moment again. But Gary 131 currently 5th, doing his usual thing and just maintaining his position. So a little bit chaotic start, but it is Max Mulder who leads the way. Second place is James, and third is Tim. We've got another yellow flag. That is a McLaren. That is Smithy. He's gone round and touched the curb, and looks like he's got front wing damage as well. He can get going again, but this is not what you want in the sprint. You will be starting further back later on, and Smithy goes a little bit wide. Towards the start finish line they come. Max leads the way. James in second, and third right behind him is Tim, with Ivor not too far behind him. Gary 131 working his way through. Ian's had a good start as well. He's got Big Boy Brazier, who's had a fantastic start, starting back of the pack. He is now 7th, with that Bozzy Boy in 8th. Leon Fernie passing Forzie's, and Forzie's heading backwards as well. Monkey Boy currently in 11th, with Smoky Devil just behind them. DJ Phil has got Matimovic breathing down his neck, and he'll want to clear him as quickly as he can as DJ Phil moves to one side. Down the inside goes Smithy on Exit Tibbs, and he gets the job done. But Exit Tibbs is going to battle it out. All these guys in the pits changing their front wing. We go back to the front, and Max has lost some time here, and James is on his way back. So can Tim get under pressure here of James here? We got a yellow flag. That is Greg C, I think, is just struggling out the pits. But right now, we are watching for the fight for the lead at the minute. We are on board with Tim, who is all over the back of James. And right now, James is just holding Tim off, just taking his time. There's going to be a lot of pressure for him. We've got another yellow flag in the background. I think that is PN Motorsport. He's had a spin. Oh, Gregsy's gone off, and he's hit the wall. He is out of this race. As Tim, they're going to round the outside of James, and can't do so, and I believe that's a full-blown safety car we have there. Or is it just a VRC? Where is the safety car? No, I think that's the VRC. So yeah, we got a virtual safety car out at the minute. So Max Mulder still leads the way. These guys got to be careful. They do not speed under here. As Tracy said, let's go Tibbs. Nice to see Tracy back in the chat once again. And what an exciting start to the race already. The sprint is very drive-through penalty for speeding under the VRC has got Smithy. So Smithy been done there by, and he comes straight in as well. He's just done there by the VRC, and a lot of these guys have never played this game, so this is all new to them. And they're going to be learning very quickly the rules of F1 2022. You see that Exit Tibbs is on his recovery to try and catch DJ Phil. Matimovic currently up to 13th. 12th is Smoky Devil, and then up to 11th we go. And as we got a few more drivers who are drive through, Smoky Devil's one of them. Forzy catches Monkey Boy out there, and through he goes. As we see there, Leon Fernie goes wide on that Bozzy Boy, and Bozzy Boy are losing out there. Meanwhile, back to this fight here with Gary, Emo Guy, and Big Boy Brazier. This is going to be a scrap as well, as we see Gary's just holding up this group ahead of him. As Ivor currently in the middle and No Man's Land currently in P4, but P3 at the minute is Tim, and he's still looking to find a way past on James. James at the minute, oh, a bit of a lock up there from Tim. As James now just trying to get that run as the ERS is deployed, as is DRS as well. We do not have to wait an extra lap, so James stays to the middle of the road. Is he going to let him go through? Tim down the inside. James, is he going to try and hold it strong on the outside? He waits for the car to go through, and through goes Tim. It's now Max Mulder and Tim leading the way. Meanwhile, Leon Fernie has got to move down on his teammate of that Bozzy Boy, and they drop down the other as Monkey Boy is in the pits. He's having to serve a drive through, as is Smoky Devil, so all these guys speeding. Big Boy Brazier still looking to make a move on Emo Guy. Has James given up on that Bozzy Boy and Tim? Nope, they're still right there. But it is Max Mulder who leads the way at the minute. Tim currently in second and James in third. Ivor currently just down in fourth place at the minute, with Gary 131 still under massive pressure from Ian and Big Boy Brazier. So right now, Big Boy Brazier looking to find any move on Emo Guy. I'm just getting the F1 tables up just so I can keep an eye on what's going on when it comes to the tables. But right now, James has just seemed to have lost a little bit of pace here to the two in front, Tim and Max Mulder. They've managed to pull away on the sprint, and Tim sets the fastest lap of that race. DRS obviously helping him out there. And is he now going to try and catch his mate Max Mulder and try and pass him? Smithy. Oh, big lock up there from Tim. Has he got another yellow flag? That looks like it's Smoky Devil. He's at a moment in the far end of the circuit. He has. I think he's just caught the front wing. No, looks okay. As Smoky Devil gets going once again. As Emplar is saying, go on Max, carry our team, as they're obviously one Alfa Romeo out and the other leading the race. As we see here, a move by Monkey Boy down the inside of DJ Phil, and he gets that job done, and through goes Monkey Boy. Matt is still on the hunt for Forzy, so at the minute, Forzy is going to have some pressure of Matt Ihimovic as well. I'm looking for fastest lap so far, and I think it's going the way of Tim at the minute. Fastest lap, those are the lap times they're currently setting, and James just a little bit off the pace of the leaders at 33.1 at the minute, so he is struggling to keep with Max and Tim at the minute, as there James laps Smithy already, and Max now trying to extend his lead on Tim. Tim is coming after him. He has got the DRS wide open. I think that's Johnny in the chat saying I didn't last long. I think that's Greg Z. So don't worry, Greg Z, you will be back for the feature. So get yourself prepared and ready for that one. But right now, Max is under a bit of pressure here from Tim. Tim going to the outside of the track, but he can't find a way through. James improves his last lap time, and he's looking to try and catch on to them. As we see McLaren that's slow. Oh, that's Smithy. That is Smithy just allowing the cars to go through. You see Forzy and Matt Ihimovic going at it. So Forzy has lost time, and now Matt is going to get through Forzy on the outside of the sweeping S's, and he gets that job done. As we go into the hairpin now, his next target is that Bozzy Boy. Emo Guy and Jamie, though. Big Boy Brazier is going to go round the outside. That's a brave move to get it done. But Emo Guy will get the DRS and the advantage down the back straight. Through towards the sweeping left-hander we go. And Emo Guy with the DRS assistance is going to hang in there. And Jamie can't seem to get around the outside of him there. So Emo Guy hangs in there and holds on to that sixth place position. That's allowed Gary to kind of pull a little bit of a gap as well, as that Bozzy Boy's now lost the place to Matt Ihimovic, but Bozzy's going to fight him here. He's going to try and stick to the inside. Matt's going to go around the outside. Matt's pushed wide. Forzy's now interested. Forzy's right on the back of these two, and Bozzy Boy cuts the nose and trying to stop Forzy going through. Matt here might be a little bit of a sitting duck, as both of these cars will have DRS, but both have poor exit. Forzy though looking to get past Bozzy Boy. Both have DRS wide open, Actually, Bozzy got the DRS. Oh, they both did get DRS, but Bozzy carrying a little less wing and is able to get the job done. But Fawzi sends it down the inside of turn 1, and he gets that job done. Bozzy drops down to place. Oh, they're both a little bit squirrely on exit of turn 2. But it looks like Fawzi with the DRS again will hang into that position. Back to the front now, James is starting to creep that gap back to the leaders. So Max Mulder and Tim both starting to wear out their tyres a little bit, I would say. And at the minute, Tim is trying to put all much pressure on the back of Max Mulder, but James is just within reach. He could just about see what's going to be happening to these two. And if anything happens to him, he will be in the box seat, but he just needs to stay within that gap. We got a yellow flag in sector 2. And that is McLaren once again getting out of the way of Smithy. And Smithy always gets to the end, and if you want a guy to inspire on, Smithy is a man who will always get to the end of the race no matter what is going on. Another thing I've missed here is Big Boy Brazier has managed to get past Emo Guy, but Emo Guy is coming back. As we start lap 8 here. And Matt Mulder still holding on to it at the minute, but Tim is hunting him down. But just as Tim is trying to hunt him down, James is just within sight as well. Less points here in the sprint. More points available in the feature. So it's all about just keeping the nose clean and just get a good position. Possibly that is what James is probably thinking right now, as Emo Guy still not giving up on the Big Boy Brazier. He's looking to try and hunt him down as quickly as he can. With Leon Fernie currently P8, Matimovic has cleared this fight between Fawzi and Bozzy Boy. Bozzy has lost that position now and is losing time. Monkey Boy currently 12th, and Exit Tibbs 13th, DJ4 14th, and A Smith catching him very quickly. Smokey currently 16th, PN is in 17th, and Smithy bringing up the rear. As we see here, James is in DRS. He's actually closer to Tim, then Tim is closer to Max. So this is going to hot up very, very shortly. We go back to Ian. Emo Guy currently 7/10 off of Big Boy Brazier. He's just within reach, but I think Big Boy might have the advantage here. Max Mulder towards a turn, the final corner here, heading towards his penultimate lap here. With Tim right behind him, and James not too far behind him either. And DRS wide open here for James. He is within reach of the two in front of him. Will Tim just sit back and follow Max home? Or big lock up there from Tim. And James will be very much interested to see that happening and seeing that he's struggling on those tyres. Big Boy Brazier easily got the gap over Emo Guy, so everyone else is just spread out ever so slightly. It's just Monkey Boy and Exit Tibbs. These two having a good scrap at the minute. Currently P13 is Exit Tibbs, and he's looking to try and get on the back of Monkey Boy. As also A Smith has now moved up into 14th position. He has passed a DJ Phil. Bit of DRS action here for Exit Tibbs. Meanwhile, we go back to the front, 2:10 separating the leaders. This is very, very close as James looking to the outside of Tim as they head into the slow section of the middle sector. And the Max here really under pressure from these two. The Williams of James really interested in looking to go down the inside there of Tim. It's only race 1, long season to go. And already James is looking very, very racy here. We got a yellow flag in the final sector. Who is that? That's Bozzy Boy. He's had a spin and he has got going once again. Exit Tip still on the back of Monkey Boy. We'll keep an eye on that fight later on, as we see here PN and Smokey Devil having a good little scrap as well. Smokey Devil, I think, has got that job done. DRS open and through he goes. PN Motorsport going to lose a position. Meanwhile, Tim is not opening DRS. I think he's going to be following Max home. I think these two are good friends. And I think Tim is just going to follow Max home. So right now, James is currently P3. We're on the final lap of the sprint. And so far, all so good for Max. Through turn. Going into the second sector now, as Ivor has actually lost time to Gary 131 and Big Boy Brazier. These guys are slowly catching him, but I think he's just going to hang on in there. The other question is, exit tips. He is a lot closer to Monkey Boy now, a little bit closer in the DRS zone. He might be able to go for it up towards turn 4. You see there, Monkey Boy not with the best exit. There's a car off. I think that's Matt Imovic. He's had a moment and he has lost out to Borzi. The champion is dropping down the order. He's now P10. But we go back to the leaders. It is that close between them. James has, I think, given up for the fight. And it looks like Max Mulder is just going to hang in there. It's going Dutch. It's going Alpha by the looks of things. Is Tim going to try and nick it on the line? Oh, he locks up ever so slightly here. But it's going to be Max Mulder who will win the sprint for the first race here at Simplay Motorsport. Max Mulder wins. With Tim in second. Third will go James. A good start for him this season. Tim and James, a good start for them. Same for Ivor, he will come home in 4th. Gary131 will take 5th, with Big Boy Brazier in 6th. Emo Guy will take the 7th place position, with Leon Fernie working his way up into 8th place. Forzi X-Teen, the final corner now, to finish in 9th place position. As Matt Imovic will come across the line as well. He will take 10th, not the start he would have wanted, as that Bozzy Boy will now come home to take the 11th place position. Smithy will come home in 18th. As we see here right now, right to the line, here we go. It's Monkey Boy and Exit Tibbs. Exit Tibbs runs out of laps. Just not able to quite get Monkey Boy at the end there. So those two will come in 12th and 13th. 14th will go the way of A. Smith. Not the return to the channel that he would have wanted either. He will come home for that 14th place position. With DJ Phil just under pressure now for PN Motorsport. PN is coming for him, the Ferrari versus the Mercedes. How have we seen this many, many seasons? Towards the final corner we go. DJ Phil's gone wide, very wide. And PN, has he got enough ERS to get him on the line? I don't think he does. And it's DJ Phil hangs on to 15th place with PN in 16th. 17th will go the way of Smokey Devil. And bringing up the rear was Smithy. That, ladies and gentlemen, was just the sprint, and it is the way of Max Mulder. Big Boy Brazier gets driver of the day for that one. And Max Mulder takes the first win of the season for the sprint race. An exciting race nonetheless. Obviously, the top 8 only score points. So Max will score a solid 8 points there. He is your race winner, with Tim in second. Third was James. 4th was Ivor. 5th was Gary. 6th was Big Boy Brazier. 7th was Emo Guy. And 8th was Leon Funny. That is your point scorers. 40 Knight just out the points, as was Matt. 11th Bozzy Boy. 12th Monkey Boy. 13th was Exit Tibbs. 14th was A. Smith. DJ Phil 15th. 16th PN. 17th Smokey. Smithy in 18th. 19th was Gregsy. And bringing up the rear is a PN Motorsport. Now, that's your order set for the sprint as well. So these guys will be starting in this position. Can Max make it 2 for 2 now? He's put it on pole position for the next race. This time, though, he's got his good friend Tim riding alongside him. Guys, come on, that was exciting. Great racing all the way up and down the grid. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing. Also hit that bell to be notified, as well as we will be bringing you some great action as next week as well. Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday night you will have myself and Bozzy Boy in the commentary box as we will be talking about the more important ACC test session at Catalonia. And also Thursday you'll have Matt and Bozzy both in the chat, as they also will be talking about the season to come. And ACC is as ACC is going to be our new golden event. Everyone will want to win it, and obviously the test session will be all about who can qualify into what category, Pro and Pro-Am. As once again we will get the formation lap underway for the feature. 29 laps here. And 29 laps of exciting racing ahead. Guys, get your predictions on who you think is going to win the feature. This is going to be an interesting race for sure. So Max has already taken a race win. A couple of guys also getting disqualified on the formation lap. Max on pole with Tim alongside. James will start third. Ivor currently in fourth. Gary will start fifth. With Big Boy Brazier, he's starting a lot higher up. Can he get in the fight this time? Sixth for him. Ema Guy will start seventh with Leon Fernie in eighth. Ninth is Forzy. 10th is Matahimovic. 11th is that Body Boy. Monkey Boy in 12th. Exit Tibbs will be 13th. A Smith will start 14th. With DJ Phil in 15th. 16th will be PN Motorsport. 17th will be Smoky Devil. 18th will be Smithy. And I believe by AI. Oh no, I think that's definitely Emplava. That's definitely an Emplava wiggle there. We'll start 19th. And Gregsy at the back of the pack. It's got a lot of support here for Tibbs here this evening. Kill It Tibbs from a BSD Gaming. Guys, like I said, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, Max will now lead the championship. And it's Alfa Romeo leading the way. Alpine in second. AlphaTauri in third. Williams in fourth. Aston Martin fifth. Sixth is Ferrari. And seventh is Red Bull. McLaren eighth. Ninth is Haas. And bringing up the rear is Mercedes. As they come to the grid now. So Max Mulder on pole position and Tim alongside him on the front row. What could James do in P3? Can Matt work his way back from 10th? As DJ Phil has jumped the start and we are green here. Big Boy Brazier with a great start there. He's managed to jump Ivan already, and also James is under a little bit of pressure, but it looks like Gary 131 down the inside. There's all sorts of clear going into turn one. I think there's a car gone round. Big Boy Brazier's gone round. He has made contact with Leon Fernie. They've dropped down the order, as has Ivor. He's dropped down the order as well. Not what he would have wanted. And DJ Phil with a drive through to serve. All sorts of chaos as we now head up towards turn four. And Matimovic already up behind his teammate. But Max leads the way from Tim, from James. And then it's Emo Guy up into fourth place. So a swap of AlphaTauri's there. And we've got another car off in the background. Is that Emplava? And I think it is Emplava. He's dropping down the order, as has Smithy and Ivor. They've dropped down the order. Emplava down in 19th. And Smoky Devil bringing up the rear. But another moment as well. I think that's DJ Phil in the wall. But it's Max Mulder leading the way. Tim has dropped down the order there. Nope, sorry, he's in second. Just the camera being weird. James in third, so it's back as it was. But this time the Emo Guy is just on the back of him with Gary in fifth. Sixth is Matt. Seventh is Forzy. Eighth is Monkey Boy. Ninth is Big Boy Brazier. 10th is Exit Tibbs. 11th is Leon Fernie. That Body Boy in 12th. With A Smith in 13th. As Big Boy Brazier, who's had a moment, I think. Someone's dropping down the order. That is Monkey Boy. He's gone round. He's touched the dangerous curb and he's gone round. Has he got damage to the front ends? He's got a little bit of front wing damage, and that's not what he would have wanted. But Max leads the way on the medium tyre. Let's have a look at the tyre choices as well, because this is a different start. And Tim is on the hard tyre. So that's a bold choice to start on. Forzy starting on the soft tyre as well. So a lot of these guys running to go with the medium. But right now, Tim is on the hard. Who's just in the background. That is Exit Tibbs. He has made a move on Leon Fernie, and up into P9 he goes. Whereas Leon Fernie now coming back at him. He's looking down the inside, and I think he's got the job done. And Exit Tibbs, nothing he can do there. Leon Fernie goes through with the more superior grip of the soft tyre. So Forzy and Matt in a much better position now. They can fight with this setup here. And obviously with the way that the feature runs, these guys will have to do a mandatory pit stop and a tyre change. So we'll have to run a different type of compound, but if it is wet, they will not have to run that dry compound anymore, as Tracy is losing the mind in the chat. Go on Tibbs, and we got Welshie in the track, one of our admin. Nice to see Welshie in the track. Evening all, and go Smithy. Which Smithy? Because there is two Smiths here, as Gregsy I think has lost the position there too. PN, he's had a lot better start here. He is 14th place position. So place is changing left, right and centre as Bozzy Boy now under pressure from A Smith. A Smith with a great run through that right-hander. Smith and Bozzy goes wide. A. Smith down the inside. But Bozzy holds it strong on the outside. He's not really on track, but he lifts and gives the position to A. Smith. A lovely job there from A. Smith. Now we're on board with Exit Tibbs, the favoured man at the minute. And James setting the fastest lap of the race at the minute. So he's pressuring the guys in front. But we are on board with Tibbs. Is he going to send it down the inside? He's going to go down the inside of Leon Fernie. Fernie, is he going to miss his brakes? He goes a little bit wide. Tibbs trying to get the better drive, better exit. Obviously superior grip for him. And Bozzy's at a moment. He's gone wide. I think he's made contact with A. Smith, or he's just gone deep. And Exit Tibbs not able to get past Leon Fernie. DRS is now available. So can James do anything about the leaders? Max Mulder leads the way. Tim in second. Third is James. And James just with these guys. Emo guys starting to lose track of the guys in front of him. With Gary in fifth. Sixth is Matahimovic. Like I said, not the start of the season he would have wanted. But Ivor moving past M. Prava now. And there's lots of fights going on up and down the grid. And he says to go, and I know who he's referencing to. He is referencing to a Clive Smith, who's currently down in 20th place at this minute. Right now, James is looking to try and get himself past Tim, who is currently on the hard tyre. Very bold choice. I think him and Ivor are the only ones going for the hard. And that is a bold strategy. Exit Tibbs just changing position as Ivor and M. Prava. These guys having a great little scrap. M. Prava getting past Gregsy there. And Gregsy, you do not want to touch that curb, mate. As he's a little bit laggy, actually, Gregsy. Exit Tibbs now. He is on the back of Leon Fernie, but Leon Fernie now with DRS on Big Boy Brazier. So that's going to be a struggle for Tibbs to get past him again. As Matt is now on the back of his teammate Gary 131. This should possibly be a swap of position, as Matt will go down the inside of his teammate, and through goes Matimovic. He is now after the next man, which is the Emo guy in the AlphaTauri. But James currently P3 at the minute and can just see the two in front. Is he just biding his time? That is the question. I know he was doing a little bit of knowledge of what he could possibly do around here, and right now he is on the back of these two. Right now he just wants to focus on the two in front, as there's more fights going on. Bozzy Boy and M. Prava. M. Prava has worked his way up into 14th place position. Bozzy drops down another place. His next victim, his next Gregsy. Just a little bit laggy there. It just hits the back of Bozzy, and around Bozzy goes. Meanwhile, Tibbs is at a moment. He's right in the middle of the track, so everybody's got to be careful, as he's just managed to avoid A. Smith. And Ivor not close enough yet, but he's got to be careful as he rejoins. So he has done. And that was a very sketchy place. I think he might have spanned and got himself stuck in that position. So whatever he would have done would have been very difficult for him to get back in line. Gary right on the back of his teammate Matt, who is right on the back of Emo Guy. Meanwhile, Tim's hard tyres seem to have lit up now, and he is now on to the back of Max Mulder. As Matt right on the back of Emo Guy here. Gary 131 just behind him as well. As Emo Guy is going to have to defend here. As Matt's going to go around the outside. Around he goes. Has he got the job done? No. Emo Guy's squeezing him though. And Matt is going to try and hold in there, but Emo Guy stays strong. They squeeze. Matt has to go to the curb and back out of it. But through comes up Gary 131. He is now onto the rear wing of his teammate. Luckily, he has got that defense of Gary 131 behind him. Forsey looking a bit interested, but I think those soft tires are starting to kill him now, as Big Boy Brazier also in the fight. Leon Fernie's creeped himself back onto this group as well. So great little scrap. As Tim once again just sitting behind his teammate. Might as well be his teammate, sorry. He's sitting behind Max. And it's nice to see a full grid of cars here. Normally in F1 we struggle to get a full grid. So we got a yellow flag. That is Bozzy Boy and Gregsy, I think. Gregsy's gone off, and he's allowed Bozzy to get back on. And Gregsy losing out big time there. So right now, rear wing open there. Max is just alongside there. James goes fastest, and through goes Tim on the hard tyre. Max Mulder has just lost the position there as Emperor has had a spin on the curb. Can Max come back? He's right up the rear wing of Tim there. But these two want to be careful as James just behind them is lapping a lot quicker than the two behind in front. So can James get on the back of him as Emo Guy once again having a scrap with Matahimovic. And it looks like Emo Guy is going to hang in there as Matt's looking to the inside. Can he find a way through? No, he can't. And Gary 131 is just right there as well. Greg C has got past Bozzy Boy. As Gary 131 gets right onto the back of Matt there. And rear wings open up. As 4C is just lost out to these guys and not quite able to stick onto their pace. Matimovic now, what can he do? Can he find a way past on Emo Guy? We'll keep an eye on the gap to the guys in front, but Tim on the hard tyres doing a fantastic job to keep this pace up. But right now, Matt, can he find a way through on Emo Guy? We go back to the leaders because once again, Max Mulder is within DRS of the car in front. Tim goes fastest on a hard tyre. James has no answers to the leaders at the minute. And Tim has a wobble. Matt has gone down the inside of Emo Guy, but Emo Guy hits him. And Matt's like, no you don't. As they make contact, Emo Guy's gone round. They've all gone round. And Gary and Emo Guy come off worse on that one. And Matimovic is set free to try and change after James now. But James is well down the road. He's 6.3 seconds down the road. So it's got to be a lot of work for Matt to try and get onto the back of those guys. But Big Boy Brazier, the biggest winner out of that, as was 4Z. So both of them making two places as Emo Guy came off worse. Tim now is dropped down to second. He's gone wide. He's off track. And James now letting these two race again. Max is just going to be burning his tyres up. We're only on lap 7 already, and these guys are really going at it at each other. A lot of straps going up and down the order. There's a yellow flag. And here's Emprava. He's in the wall. He's probably lit up the rear, and around he went. Can he get it going again without it causing any trouble? There's a clear gap in the traffic, and away he goes. And Plummer managing to get it going once again. James right on the back of the leaders. He just seems to get within at least half a second of them and is unable to do anything about it. Into the pits for the first time is Leon Fernie. He is opting to get his pit stop done now. He's done a stint on the soft tyres. He is going to the hard tyre now. As A. Smith will now move up the order, so the guys on the softs will be struggling. As Matt will now be trying to hunt the leaders. Oh, Max has touched the curb. Max has gone round, and round he goes. He managed to get it going. Matt, though, not close enough to get anything from it. But Max makes a mistake. He touches the curb, and around he goes. And a reminder as well, this game, the tyres are so much more sensitive, so he's probably burnt those tyres up. And he's going to be struggling to get them to cool back down once again. But now, James is in a very good spot here. He is on the back of Tim on the more competitive tyre at the minute. If James can go to the soft tyre, stretch these mediums as long as he possibly can, he will be on a similar strategy to Tim, but he's asking a lot for the mediums to get there. Max, though, big mistake from him, and that's cost him massively here. In the pits is DJ Phil. He's changing some tyres once again. Hopefully he will not get into this scrap. But Tim now, without that straight line advantage of following the toe of Max, he is now going to be under pressure from this man, James, who's got a comfortable gap over Max Mulder. DRS wide open. Is James going to send it up into turn 1? He's making Tim think about it, but he is unable to get close enough to him. Can he then do it up into turn 4? DJ Phil comes right out in front of Max Mulder and stays well out the way. James, though, with the DRS, he's not quite close enough. And looks like he's just going to have to hang in there a little bit longer. Tim now under some pressure. Max Mulder not able to stick with these guys now as Matahimovic moves up a place, as we've got another collision here. Is that Bozzy Boy? Yes, he's made a mistake and he's gone round and he's burnt those tyres up. In the pits is PN. He is now changing to the hard tyre, as has A. Smith. Gregsy gets another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So pit lanes are catching people out here. As right now, Big Boy Brazier really hustling the back of Matahimovic now. These guys are trying to get onto the backs of Max Mulder, but Max is now coming back at these two while they're too busy racing one another. Into the penultimate corner they come. James needs to be super clean here and make sure he gets a good drive so he's able to get onto the back of Tim. As we've got a slow car coming out of the pits, I believe that's probably Gregsy. So now DRS open for James, and he's going to get a little bit closer to Tim, but I think Max Mulder will be the one hunting him down. He's coming back at him already. The Alfa Romeo so much stronger than the two in front. As into the pits comes Forsey. He has done 8 laps on no soft tyres. He's going to exchange them probably for a set of hards. Meanwhile, in the background, Big Boy Brazier and Matahimovic are going at it. Jamie gets pushed out wide by Matt there, and there's nowhere for Jamie to go. He's looking to the outside of turn 4 now. Is he going to get the job done? Right round the outside he goes. Matt pushing him right off the track there. And Jamie probably won't be too happy about that one. Probably thinks that he was entitled to more room there. As Jamie comes right onto the back of Matt there. Gets really close to the rear wing. Meanwhile, Max has pretty much got back to the leaders. Possibly Tim maybe backing James up into Max Mulder now. So James right in the middle of this scrap. 2 tenths separating these two. Meanwhile, Jamie's still looking to make a move. As Emo Guy now trying to get past the Gary 131. So all the moves are starting to happen as DJ Phil... I don't know where DJ Phil just came from. He just appeared out of nowhere. As Big Boy Brazier right on the back win of Matahimovic. But we go back to the front. This is the closest James has been to Tim, while Tim hasn't had DRS. Not the smoothest of exit there from James. And DRS opens. There is Max lingering in the background. James looks to the inside, but he's not quite close enough. He's not able to get alongside Tim, but he's trying to make sure that he puts Tim off. Max right there with him. Meanwhile, Jamie and Matt are going at it. Matt's got the switch back on Jamie. Jamie runs a little bit wide. Now Jamie, is he going to repay the favour? He gives Matt the face and Matt holds it on the curb. And Jamie has to lose out there, but he's going to look up to the inside of turn 4. We've got the helicopter shot. Nice shot here, and I think Big Boy Brazier unable to get that job done and has to wait a little bit longer behind Matahimovic. So right now, Gary has lost out to Emo Guy here. We move back down the order as M. Plava has worked his way up against Monkey Boy and Gregsy as well. So Gregsy having a moment and losing positions there. As I think he's just allowed, he's allowed Monkey Boy and M. Plava through. So this scrap is going on. But in a minute, they're going to get lapped by the leaders. Meanwhile, Tim has pulled a gap on James there. And James just losing a little bit of pace here. Is that soft? Is that medium tyre now starting to burn out? Is he now starting to struggle with Mayor? Max isn't very good either, so Tim now is pulling away from James and Max. So into the final corner they go. Tim carries on his way as Tim sets fast after race, and Max Mulder deciding to pit, try and get the undercut. Big Boy Brazier is trying to get past Matt, and Matt. Both of these guys coming into the pits, I really don't like it when they come flying in like that. It's not like F1 at all. But Emo Guy now down the back straight has got Gary 131 behind him as Max Mulder has already gone. He's gone to the hard tyre. Now anything can happen. We could still get a safety car. Max Mulder has not really come out in the best spot. He's come behind DJ Phil and Ivor as well. So not the best position from him, and Jamie has not cleared Matt here. Both of these two going onto the hard tyre, as Max now will want to try and clear DJ Phil as quickly as he possibly can. If James can nurse those tyres, he can go with Tim for as long as he possibly can. Obviously, I don't know what these guys are feeling right now. They're probably struggling with grip. But right now, it's all about how far these guys can go, especially the guys on the medium tyre. Jamie right on the back of Matahimovic once again, as Exit Tips is actually having a quiet race to himself, slowly working his way up the pack. He is now catching on to the back of Ivor. Actually, he's on the back of Max Mulder. Max Mulder clears the car of DJ Phil as Gregsy goes up a place as Bozzy Boy is in the pits. And I believe that is James into the pits as well. So P2 man into the pits. So he is probably going on to the hard tyre. Fury's mum in the chat. Evening all. Hope everybody is well. We are fantastic as we've got a new season of F1 as Tim leads the way. Ian and Gary 131 go through. Ivor in the final corner. Here's Max Mulder. Where is James going to pop out from? There is James, and well out in front of him. Is James just going to hang on in front of Ivor? Ivor's going to go around the outside. And Ivor gets the job done, so James is going to have to just concede to that place, but he's luckily stayed ahead of Max. So everyone onto the hard tyre now. Exit Tips, though, into the pits. And onto the hard tyre he goes. So, right now, I'm not sure who has pitted. Let's have a look of the pit stops at the minute. So far, everybody down from James all the way down the grid have pit at least once. So we are still waiting for Ivor, Gary 131, Emo Guy and Tim all to pit. But we know Ivor and Tim will be going a very, very long way on those tyres. He's got a slow Haas. I believe that's probably Gregsy. It's not Exit. Oh, it is Exit Tips. He's a little bit slow coming up the hill. Possibly trying to get those hard tyres to light up. And that's another thing as well with F1 2022. The tyre blankets aren't warm anymore, so they have got cold tyres. Big boy Brazier now onto the back of Matahimovic. But more importantly, Max Mulder has got right onto the back of James Ash here. Can he find a way through? James under some massive pressure from Max. As Max looking for any opportunity. Emo Guy into the pit, so Gary moves up a place. So here comes Max Mulder. He will have DRS, yes he does. So he's looking to get a move done on James. To the outside he goes. James is going to hold it strong now, make Max work for it. And Max is going to go right round the outside and through he goes. We got a yellow flag, that's another Haas off. I believe that's Exit Tips. And he just seems to be struggling to light up these hards. Once you go around, that's it. Ian is coming out the pits and he pushes Forzy wide, and Forzy losing out there. Right, James now has got to stick with Max. Use Max to tow him around, as they would be on fresher, better tyres than Tim. But Tim and Ivor, both of these two are gone for a very radical strategy, and I think that's another Mercedes off. That's DJ Phil. Look at this, Emo Guy and Forzy goes side by side through the S's, and Forzy comes out on top. Had to go off track to do it, but he's done so. But Emo Guy's coming back underneath, trying to get the cut back. Has he got enough ERS to attack? No, he hasn't. We go on board with Emo Guy, and he can't get that job done, but he will have the DRS. Forzy right on the limit here. As Emo Guy right on the rear wing. He's got the DRS. Is he going to get the job done? And through goes Emo Guy, gets that job done. We got a yellow flag. I think, again, that is Exit Tips. Oh, he's had a moment. And that's him out of the race. PN Motorsport crashing into the side of him. That's going to be a safety car for sure. Safety car is deployed. Where is Tim? He might lose out here. He's currently in that part of the circuit. He might lose out here. Gary missed the opportunity to pit. Is anybody coming into the pits? If I was some of these guys, I'd really start thinking about putting those medium tyres on. As into the pits is currently DJ Phil and Smithy. Those two are into the pits. I'd really strong a set of mediums right now. If you've done your tyre requirement, go on to a set of mediums. That'll get you to the end of the race. couple of laps under safety car. I think possibly Gary's in a good position here. He'll get a free pit stop. So is Ivor. He's lucky. Max and James will be working their way back up the order. Right now, I think maybe Tim and Ivor are in a good position with, if they put a set of mediums on, they look good to go to the end. Obviously, the medium tyre being, and again, once again, people are getting drive-through penalties for speeding under the safety car. You've got a delta to stick by. Don't go past it. Just stick to the delta. Tim, what is he going to do? Is he going to pit? Of course he is. Into the pits he comes. Gary 131 will be the next one. So Tim basically gets a free pit stop. This is exactly what he would have wanted. Yes, the pack will bunch up, but he has got a fresh set of tyres. Who else is it? Oh, but Smokey's there. So it's held him up ever so slightly on the medium tyre. He goes. It's not lost him too much time. So out the pits comes Tim. Max will come out in second and James in third. Gary's going to the pits. Obviously, Ivor has gone to the pits for a set of mediums. Matt will move up the order, as will Big Boy Brazier. Again, drive-through penalty for Smokey once again for speeding under the safety car. Anybody else for the pits? Gary's now exiting the pits. He'll be behind Leon Fernie, and Ivor currently will come out in 8th. As all these guys are now getting their final pit stops done. So all these guys now are lining up in order. We might have a few cars that will be in the wrong order, obviously due to the lapped cars. As we got the AMG Mercedes safety car on track. Tim, so now leads the way. He's on a set of fresh mediums. So can he get those mediums to the end, or will they struggle? Max is on a set of hards with James on those hards as well. Martinovic will be right behind him, but they have got a car between him. That is Bozzy Boy in between Matt and Jay. Also, I think that's Gregsy, sorry, ahead of them. Guys, as we're just coming up to what's happening here? Big Boy and Jamie nearly coming together there. Not sure what quite happened there, but coming up towards the last half of this race. And here's Tim leading the way. Guys, get your votes in on who you think is driver of the day and who's going to win this race. It's still between Tim and Max. Tim leading the way with Max's second. Third is James. Been like that all night long so far. These three top of the table. Then we do have Gregsy and that Bozzy Boy separating Matt and Big Boy Brazier. Oh, as Gregsy has dropped it under safety car. So that's one less car for Matt to worry about, as Gregsy will have to stay where he is now. That's Big Boy Brazier will start in 5th place and Gary is in 6th. Then we got Leon Fernie. I'm not sure what Gregsy's trying to do. Gregsy just needs to stay where he is. He's just dropped it on his own. Currently in the pits is Smoky Devil as well, so he's obviously had a moment. We'll have to wait till all the cars have lined up behind each other, but Exit Tibbs is out of this race, sadly. Hopefully he can come back next week. as next week will be the Chinese Grand Prix. Even though we can't run, even though F1 themselves can't run the Chinese Grand Prix, we will run it here at Simplay Motorsport. And Tim, what can he do from this position? He has got fresher medium tyres, but they could die at any point. The longer this safety car stays out, the better it is for him. As all these guys now starting to get onto at the back of the pack. We are just waiting on Smoky Devil, who is the other half of the circuit. Thought I saw a car going off track then. But it is Tim who is leading the way. Lap 18, 11 to go. And I think Tim is one of the only few drivers who's possibly running with no ABS and no traction control. If so, that is very impressive because these cars are quite a handful. So Tim, lead the way from Max Mulder in second. Third is James. Fourth is Matt. There is a car between him and James. That is that Bozzy Boy. Fifth is Big Boy Brazier. Sixth is Gary 131. Seventh is Leon Fernie. Eighth is Ivor. And ninth is Forzy. 10th is Emo Guy. And 11th is A Smith. 12th is M Brava. And 13th is PN Motorsport. Monkey Boy rounds up 14th, and 15th goes Smoky Devil. He is slowly working his way back on the pack. Bozzy Boy looks like he's in 4th place, but actually he's in 16th place position with Greg C and Emplava and Smithy hit each other, so great start for those boys. Greg C in 17th, DJ Phil in 18th, and in 12th is Smithy. So hopefully we can get racing very, very shortly. Smoky Devil, he has pretty much come to the back of the pack. He's just got one more corner to negotiate and we could go green this lap. So guys, remember, get your votes in on who you think is driver of the day and who you think is going to win this race. It's Tim. And the safety car is in this lap, so these guys got to be cautious as they come around and they don't hit each other. So Tim will control the pace now. Max in second. Third is James. They will have fresh ERS. They will be ready to go. Fuel will not be an issue. They can go flat out from the end here. Smoky Devil on a set of softs now. That's going to be interesting to see how he gets on. He is at the back of this pack, but it's down to Tim. When does he go? Look at the angry pack of 19 sat right behind him. As now Tim goes into the final corner. Someone's dropped it. I'm not sure who. Leon Fernie's dropped it. And off goes Tim. He's set off. So Leon Fernie is going to lose out here massively. I think he's had a spin, but they've got going. That's caused chaos at the back. But Max is going to be sending it up into turn 1. It's Tim versus Max. Is Max going to send it into turn 1? No, he sits right behind him. Has Tim gone a little bit wide? No, he gets it together. But it's Max leading in second place with Tim pulling him away. And all sorts of chaos going on behind as Matt has managed to pull away from Bozzy Boy. Bozzy, yeah, obviously having to serve. Matt actually lost the place to Big Boy Brazier. And Gary has hit Matt. Around he goes, around the outside comes Forzy. Now there's another car. Is that Matt out of the race? No. Matt's managed to get away with it. Emo got Matt's dropping down the order, 15th, 14th. Matt is down the order and through goes the Haas. We got another car off. That's Leon Fernie going off. He's pushing and pushing and pushing. And he cuts the corner to hold on to the position. A. Smith now, 8th place. He's going to have to give that place back to Forzy. And Smoky Devil now up into 10th with those and he's hit a car in front. This is just turned into a messy race now. There's cars off everywhere. Cars absolutely everywhere now. And Matevich drops down the order. Big winner out of all that was Big Boy Brazier. Ivor under pressure here from Forzy. Forzy touches the curb and around he goes. Where is Forzy? He's managed to get it together, luckily, so he's not spanning in the middle of the track. But a little bit messy there. A. Smith up in the 7th. Great recovery from him. But it is back as you was. Tim leads the way. Max Mulder second. Third is James. And 4th is Big Boy Brazier. 5th is now Ivor. He's worked his way back up the pack. Gary in 6th. 7th, A. Smith. 8th is Forzy. 9th is Leon Fernie. 10th is PM Motorsport, he's worked his way back up, but is he coming in to sort some damage out? Oh, a lot of cars come flying in, and they should not be flying in that fast at all. Smithy now in 16th place position. Has Matt got damage? Possibly so, but he's right in this scrap. He's got front wing damage with not long left to go. He might as well just keep going, but he's in a scrap with Emprava. Emprava really struggling to give him place, but you see there, the Haas of Gregsy. He needs to get out of this fight. He's not in this scrap. Oh, and he's crashed out. He's hit the wall. That's going to be another safety car for sure, as Gregsy's put it in the wall. Absolute carnage there. The leaders, though, on their merry way with no issues whatsoever. So the man to keep an eye on, the pace now, is Ivor, who is currently in 5th place position. He is on that medium tyre. Also, Tim will possibly disappear into the distance, purple middle sector. So he is finding the pace. Max not able to stick with him, nor was James. James will sit in P3 at the minute, as Big Boy Brazier P4. Also, Ivor goes purple middle sector as well on his medium, so he's flying at the minute. Can he get onto the back of Big Boy Brazier? 1:32.6 there. As Ivor goes first, 32.0. Those medium tyres are now kicking in. Leon Fernie to the outside of Forzy. When they touched, they didn't need to get that close to one another. Towards turn 1 they come. Forzy down the inside. Pushes Leon Fernie wide, but Leon Fernie's still there. And Leon Fernie goes up back into 8th place position. Monkey Boy has got a train of cars behind him. He's got Emprava and Mate Imovic right behind them. Emo Guy has had a moment as well. Smoky Devil on a recovery with those soft tyres. Has not really worked his way at all. So Big Boy Brazier slowly working his way onto the back of James here, but all of them losing touch here to Tim, who is pulling away. On those fresh medium tyres, Tim is pulling away with Max in 2nd. James currently in that 3rd place position with Big Boy Brazier right behind them. And that safety car really helped him out. Ivor slowly working his way up to the back of these guys as well with those medium tyres. With Gary in 6th. 7th is A. Smith, a great recovery from him. Leon Fernie right up behind him with Forzy in 9th. 10th is Monkey Boy of Emprava breathing down his neck, and Matt not too far away, probably struggling with front wing damage and understeering like mad. Emo Guy in 13th place position with 14th is Smoky Devil. PN 15th, 16th Smithy, 17th Bozzy Boy, and DJ Phil bringing up the rear. We go back to the leaders. As James sounded like he got DRS, but obviously did not. As you see, Emprava making a move there. Well, Monkey Boy's going to go around the outside. Matt's going to... What's happening? Matt's coming to the pits. He's gone to put the soft tyre on, change the front wing, possibly a fastest lap, and try and regain whatever he can from 13th place position. Smoky Devil is the only car to worry about, but Smokey's come in as well. PM Motorsport will just pop out just in front of him as well. So it's Emo Guy who is the next car for Matt's chase, and he is currently up starting the 2nd sector. Well, Matt is only now coming into turn 1. He's luckily stayed ahead of PN. But Leon Fernie is the man who's putting pressure on the back of the McLaren of A. Smith. A. Smith about to lose out here, possibly to Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie down the inside. He gets the job done, and through he goes. Around the outside, does A. Smith go? No, he does not. A. Smith would just hang in there and try and get a toe so that he can get the advantage, but he doesn't do so. So Tim now making a 3-second gap over the boys behind him. He is pulling away. James still no DRS for him, so I think Tim, it's his race to lose now on those medium tyres. He's played the strategy well by sticking to the back of them on the hard tyre in the early part of the race, and it's just outsmarted these guys. Can Ivor now bring himself back into this fight? Has he got the same strategy as Tim did earlier on? Can he now get onto the back of this trio who just seem to be exchanging lap times? We go back to this scrap of Forsey, A. Smith and Leon Fernie, but also Emprava is on the back of Monkey Boy. No change for these positions. We go to Emprava, who's on the back of Monkey Boy. Still no change here. Emprava unable to find his way through. These guys will be struggling now, coming towards the end of this race. As tiredness is now starting to kick in, fatigue is starting to kick in, and their arms starting to struggle, as they've been flat out since lights gone out. James is back within DRS range of Max Mulder, not quite close enough to do anything just yet. As we go back to Forsey, he is now looking to the inside of A. Smith. A. Smith just leaving enough space for Forsey to have a look down the inside, but Forsey nearly hitting the back of him. You can hear the car revving up, just struggling to get grip as he nearly hits the back of him. And Bravo losing a little bit of time here. He's obviously made a mistake in the middle sector somewhere. The man to keep an eye on at the minute is Matimovic. What lap times will we be pumping him right now on those soft tyres? He'll want to go for fastest lap. But Tim pulling away right now. James with DRS zone now. Big Boy Brazier not quite able to get onto the back of Jamie, as I feel like we should have a lot of tickets coming in. And a reminder to all of the drivers as well, there will no longer be any more private messaging to the stewards. You will have to file a ticket report on the Discord page, and if you go onto the Discord page, you will go to the I've got to find it now. Race director, I think, an F1 incident report form. You'll fill that out, give the footage and explain what happened, and the stewards will review it. We do, if anything gets sent via message on Facebook, Discord, anything like that, it will not be looked at all, as Max Mulder there trying to break the toe. Which weaving now is classed as we see there, Forsey and A. Smith have come together. Forsey has allowed A. Smith back in front. So little coming together by the looks of things there. These guys just coming to the end of their race. And like I said, guys, if you have not done so already, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell to be notified so you do not miss any of the action here. And make sure you tune in this week, as we will have ACC qualification live on the channel. Myself and Bozzy Boy will bring you the action on a Wednesday night, an hour-long stream, just to see how the guys are getting on in the stream. And then the same again on Thursday with Matt, Annie, and Liam as well, both bringing you the action. But right now, Big Boy Brazier just losing touch with the leaders, as James is sitting on the back of Max Mulder. Not quite close enough to get near him, as we got a yellow flag again. And I think that's Smithy. He's had another moment, front wing gone. But he's going to get himself to the end as he gets going now. He's just got to be careful that PN doesn't hit him, as I think PN comes around, and there is Smithy minding his own business. That curve is lethal. To go on board with Tim, just easing away. Big wheel spin there from him, as Max Mulder in second. Third is James, and Big Boy Brazier currently in fourth place position. Ivor not quite catching these guys. He's not quite doing the lap times we were thinking he was going to be doing, nor is Matt. He's not really gaining a lot of time at the minute, Matt. I think he just seems to be struggling here this evening. He's been feeling a little bit under the weather as well, so that possibly doesn't help him either. But right now, Tim, a couple of laps to go. Right now, Max Mulder all over the curb as well. He's really pushing the track limits at the minute. And Smithy into the pit again with that damaged front wing. Obviously, if these guys start taking them with track limits, we will put it to strict. At the minute, it's set to standard. But obviously, we will not tolerate complete clear cheating. So A. Smith and Forsey back once again, and Forsey right on the rear wing. One lap pressure tyre, so these two similar pace at the minute. So down the middle goes A. Smith. He's only allowed to move once, and Forsey really not gaining. He's just, I think he's not carrying a bit too much wing, but he's going to go down the inside anyway. A. Smith sees him, and through goes Forsey. He gets the job done. Forsey now up into 8th place position. Just behind him is the scrap between Monkey Boy, M, Plava, and Emo Guy. All those guys recovering. And Matt just not pumping in the lap times I think he was expecting to do. And he's not really catching Emo Guy either, so I think Matt will probably be coming home with 13th place position. Right now, the leaders have all kind of just leveled out a little bit. Max is pulled away from James. And James not able to stick with him. Big Boy Brazier not got the paces with him either. And I think Ivor is just slowly creeping onto the back of Big Boy, but not at a fast rate. And not Gary in 6th, all on his lonesome himself. He's got Leon Fernie trying to hunt him down, but Gary's got much younger tyres, so that should be all right. Forzy is now started to extend the gap from Ace Smith. And Monkey Boy's catching on to the back of Ace Smith now as well. And Emplava's not too far behind them either. Emo Guy in 12th, with Matimovic currently in 13th place position. PM Motorsport down in 14th, 15th is Smoky Devil, 16th is Bozzy Boy with DJ Phil down in 17th, 18th is Smithy. Those are your orders at the minute, and it's just coming towards the end of this race, lap 27 of 29. And all the fights just seem to be dwindling out ever so slightly. As we see here, Emplava now onto the back of Monkey Boy. DRS wide open as Emplava looks to the inside but can't quite get the job done. But Monkey Boy runs wide. Emplava has a think about it but can't find his way through. And here comes Emplava, DRS open once again. We got a yellow flag. Who is that? That is Tim. He's had a moment. Has he lost the front wing? Tim has had a moment. Has he got caught up with DJ Phil there? So now Max Mulder is on the back of Tim. So a moment there as Emplava's looked to try and make a move on Monkey Boy. He's gone round now. Just as I say things are starting to calm down, they're getting exciting again. Emo Guy is now pressurising Monkey Boy. Is he going to get the job done? DRS wide open. There is Emo Guy down the inside. And through he goes. Or is he? Because Monkey Boy's going to hold it strong on the outside. No, Emo Guy is through. So Emo Guy's through. But more importantly, Tim has had a moment. And he's got Max Mulder coming out down the inside. Hard tyre versus medium. He's going to try and hold it strong. But can't get the job done. Where is James in all this? He is not close enough to really capitalise on this. Tim is either struggling with hot, burnt out tyres. Around the outside goes Max. Can he get the job done? Not quite. So Tim is just going to hang on in there. James, again, still not close enough to the scrap. What has happened to Tim? Must have had a moment with DJ Phil or something, because he was well out in front. And next thing you know, Max is right on his rear wing. So onto the penultimate lap we go. And Tim, half a second. But he's probably burnt those mediums out. Max and James's hards have not stressed at all. And they're still in this fight. They could win this race. Right on the edge of the track limits, these boys are. But James is still in this fight. If anything happens to these two, he could win this race. Even Big Boy Brazier, he's well, a little bit optimistic, but he could possibly, anything happen to the top three, he is in it. James, within 9/10, is he just going to get into the DRS zone? No, he just drops out of it. Tim, a little bit squirrely on exit. Max is right there. DRS open for Max. No DRS for James, he's not quite close enough. We are on the final lap here of the Sakhir Grand Prix here in Bahrain. The car's gone off. That is, I think that's Leon Fernie. Possibly so. No, that is that Bozzy Boy. He's had another moment. But Max Mulder is really trying to attack Tim here. Tim's fighting it out. These two make contact. Max is gone around the outside. Tim's right there. They make contact again. Max fighting it. They're fighting it. And Max goes through. Tim goes wide. Tim's going to stay to the inside though. Last lap fight. Tim pushes Max wide. James gets a little bit eager on the power and loses the rear. James probably just threw that away because he's too eager on the power to catch these two. Max made a mistake. Emo Guy's up a place. It's all happening here. James is within DRS range, but is Tim just done enough? He locks up. Oh my God, this is exciting stuff towards the end of this race. Tim towards the final few corners now. He has got Max on an inbound. James is right there with him. James runs wide. And I think James has thrown this opportunity. It's down to Max and Tim. But it's going to be Tim. A new race winner here in Simplay Motorsport. And it's going to go the way of Tim. Into the final corner he goes. Tim is going to come home and he's going to be a race winner. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Second place will go the way of Max Mulder. Third will go the way of James. Fourth will be Big Boy Brazier. And fifth will be Ivor. Wow, what a dramatic end to that race. Gary131 will come home in sixth place position. He has got Leon Fernie breathing down his neck, but it's just enough. So Gary131 outdoes his teammate in sixth place. Leon Fernie will take seventh. Eighth will go the way of Forzy as Smithy gets a 5-second penalty for unserved penalty. Emo Guy will come home in ninth with Smithy in 10th. Monkey Boy will finish in 11th with M. Prava bringing it home in 12th place position. Bringing up the rear will be Matevich as M. Prava gets another penalty as well for not serving his penalty. So Matt crossed the line in 13th. PN Motorsport will take home that 14th place position as DJ Phil and Smithy have both finished. As that Bozzy Boy will come home for a 16th place position as Smoky Devil has dropped it. And PN Motorsport will come home for 14th place. What a race. I totally agree, Tips. Guys, get your votes in. Put in the chat who you think the driver of the day was. But this man here, Tim, has taken his first ever win here at Simplay Motorsport. Alpine win the feature, and Tim is your race winner here tonight. And that is going to make a dramatic change in the championship. Wow, what a race. This man, Tim, takes the win. Max Mulder, obviously a great race from himself as well. Coming home in second place, and James sitting there the whole time in third. He was with them, and not a bad debut, says M. Prava. Yep, not a bad debut at all. And like I said, I think Tim has done a fantastic job. Decent recovery drive after lap one. Yeah, I've got a very good recovery indeed. But it is this man, Tim, who is your race winner. Brilliant stuff from him. Driver of the day goes to Emplava, but I can't agree with that one. The game is going with him. I'm going to have to give my driver of the day to Tim. What a drive from him. A great debut for sure. That was crazy. Too crazy, says Forzy. I totally agree. And with that done, this is how the championship is looking after round one this evening, as we will allow Tim here to enjoy his win. He will take the win here at the Kia Grand Prix Bahrain with Max Mulder in second, and third is James. Great debut from James as well. But this is the way the championship is looking. It is Tim who leads the way with 35 points to his name. Max Mulder is in second, 7 points ahead of him with James in third. Ivor is currently in fourth place, level on points with Big Boy Brazier. And sixth is Gary131 on 12 points. Leon Fernie in seventh with Emo Guy in eighth. Forzy currently on ninth with 4 points to his name, and A. Smith gets himself on the board with 1 point. Matimovic 11th with no points scored to him, with neither was Smithy in 12th. 13th is Emplava, 14th is PN Motorsport, 15th is Monkey Boy, 16th is Greg C, Exitive 17th, 18th is Smoky Devil, 19th is that Bozzy Boy, and bringing up the rear is DJ Phil. Regarding to your teams, Alpine lead the way with 35 points to the name, with Alfa Romeo in second. Third is Williams, with fourth is Alfa Atari, fifth is Ferrari, sixth is Aston Martin, seventh is Red Bull, eighth is Mercedes, and ninth is McLaren. Still yet to score a point though is Haas as well. Let's hear you guys in the chat as Emplava says Mac has earned #1 driver role now. Says Emplava, me and Tim had the Esports Masters League strategy. Very good strategy from those two indeed. And what a race we had there. It is Tim who is your race winner here tonight. And make sure you guys tune in a week's time, as we will be back once again live here on Simplay Motorsport for the next round of the F1 Championship, as we will be heading to Asia, China, for the next round of the championship. Make sure you tune in. Another sprint and feature once again. Can Max and Tim continue on their way of finishing in the top half, or will they come under pressure from James? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't done so, hit the bell to be notified, and also make sure you tune in for this week as we will have the qualifications for ACC of where everyone will be put, Pro or Pro-Am. Make sure you tune in for that, as well as myself, Matt Afimovich, and that Bozzy Boy will bring you all the action and everything you need to know coming to this ACC season. But from myself and everybody here, sadly no interviews, obviously due to the fact that there were so many different drivers at different platforms. We are unable to do the interviews, but from myself and everybody here at Simplay Motorsport, it's a massive congratulations to Tim on his first race win. Can anybody stop him as we head to China? And that will be it from me, guys. And thank you very much. Good night.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street like I think I'm so I could